Vasudeva Angri Anudhyana Paribramhita Ramhasa Bhaktya Nirmatita Asesha Dishanaha Kashaya Dishanaha Arjunaha Vasudevangri Anudhyana Paribramhita Ramhasa Bhaktya Nirmita Asesha Vasudeva Angri, Vasudeva Angri, the lotus feet of the Lord. Anudhyana, by constant remembrance. Paribramhita, expanded. Ramhasa, with great velocity. Bhaktya, in devotion. Nirmatita, subsided. Asesha, unlimited. Kashaya, dint. Dhishanaha, conception. Arjunaha, Arjuna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: Arjuna's constant remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna rapidly increased his devotion, and as a result, all the trash in his thoughts subsided. Purport: material desires in the mind are the trash of material contamination. By such contamination, the living being is faced with so many compatible and incompatible things that discourage the very existence of spiritual identity. Birth after birth, the conditioned soul is entrapped with so many pleasing and displeasing elements, which are all false and temporary. They accumulate due to our reactions to material desires. But when we get in touch with the Transcendental Lord in His variegated energies by devotional service, the naked forms of all material desires become manifest, and the intelligence of the living being is pacified in its true color. As soon as Arjuna turned his attention towards the instructions of the Lord as they are inculcated in the Bhagavad Gita, his true color of eternal association with the Lord became manifest, and thus he felt freed from all material contaminations. So please repeat after me. Arjuna's constant remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna rapidly increased his devotion, and as a result, all the trash in his thoughts subsided. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vasudevangri Anudhyana Paribrahmhitaram Hasa Bhaktya Nirmhatita Sesha Kashaya Dishano Arjunaha. So on this shloka, Prabhupada is, I heard one lecture of Prabhupada that was played here also, the same class. So in that Prabhupada is saying, Prabhupada is starting with this material world means full of anxieties. Everyone in one way or other, everyone are going through, just like as Prabhupada said, in this material world only two people are completely happy. That is, one is completely mad and the one is a pure devotee. So in between these categories, whatever the stage of devotional service we may be practicing, or either it be karmi or a jnani or a yogi, so whatever levels they may be in, so everybody are under struggle to some extent in different angles. So, but it has been said in Chaitanya Charitamrita also, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakale Ashanta. Everyone are unhappy. Everyone is having some turmoil going on. So, but Prabhupada is saying, spiritual life means anxiety less. Material life means full of anxiety. So, how the anxiety will be, Prabhupada is saying in one lecture that in Bombay, Prabhupada is giving the example of Bombay. One person, just for the struggle of existence, how he has to struggle. So in the morning, he gets up by 4 or 5, he has to catch a train and he has to go to, from Pune, he has to go to Bombay for his job. So it's a 3 hours drive. They go there from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock they will reach the office, and again in the evening by 5 o'clock again they get the train and again reach the home by 10 o'clock in the night. So this is how the struggle for existence is there in this material world, and there is an anxiety from the morning to night. So he has to go to the job, he has to catch the train, and he has to go there and again come back to the home, take care of the necessities of the family. So, and Prabhupada is also giving the example of a bird. A bird, when it eats any grain, so it takes one grain and it sees left and right. So is there someone is going to attack me? So even a bird is full of anxiety. We may think, some people think, how the bird is with full freedom, it can fly anywhere. But the bird is under anxiety. Even one grain the bird cannot take with free heart, with anxiety less. It has to take one grain or two grain and it has to see this way, that way. So it has to see who is going to attack me. Like that, there is always an anxiety that is dominating, or that is that is chasing, harassing a jiva in this material nature. So Prabhupada is saying, just by remembering the Lord's lotus feet, Anudhyana means, in Bhagavad Gita also we find there are many words like Anushasan, Anusmaran. Krishna is saying Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. He is saying Anusmara. Smara means you meditate. Anusmara means again and again, repeatedly. Keep on meditating. So that's the word here used. It's Anudhyana, means always, again, repeatedly. What we have to do is we have to take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. So Krishna's lotus feet, we can see in all the pure devotees' prayers, we can see they are always attached to Lord's lotus feet, not to the Lord's means the eyes or everything is Maduram. Lord's Adaram Maduram, Vadanam Maduram, Nayanam Maduram, Hasitam Maduram, Hridayam Maduram, Gamanam Maduram. Everything Lord sees, everything is Madura only. But we can see the Lord's lotus feet is, why so sweeter is, it is so sweeter, even the Lord is astonished. Why my pure devotees are always at my lotus feet. Even the Lord wanted to taste the sweetness of his lotus feet, so only as a Vatapatra Shahi, he took his thumb, and he wanted to taste, and he wanted to see why those pure devotees are always after my lotus feet. And what Krishna is feeling is, he is feeling from this heart, as a humility. Krishna is feeling, my lotus feet has become so madura, so nectar and so tasteful. It is because my pure devotees are thinking of my lotus feet. Lord never thinks that, that because I am so great and so only my feet is so madhur. He is thinking, because my pure devotees are always tasting or always meditating on my lotus feet has become so madhur. So, and he is giving the credit to pure devotees, and he himself as a Vatapatra Shahi, he is tasting the Lord's, he is tasting his own thumb of his feet. So even in the Lord's description, you see the Lord's lotus feet will be in red in color. It's a kind of kumkum. We say keshar, kumkum, just with saffron, which we use for that color. The Lord's lotus feet will be. Why the color of Lord's lotus feet is saffron colored is because the symptom of love, the color of love is red. It is considered as red. It is not completely red. It's a kind of saffron means, it's a kind of reddish orange mixed color. So when the pure devotees, it is been said why the Lord's lotus feet is reddish in color. One thing is because all the time Mahalakshmi, she is always doing Pada Sevana. Because her hands are like lotus hands. Because the lotus hands Lotus, it has a specific color. And because Lakshmi Devi she is always in the Pada Sevanam of the Lord, and she is always massaging the Lord's lotus feet, the Lord's lotus feet has become reddish. So that is one reason. So what is the next reason for the Lord's lotus feet to be red in color is, the reason is because the pure devotees are always carrying that lotus feet in their hearts with love. So the color of the love is that reddish color, because it is always, the lotus feet is always in the hearts of the pure devotees, it is appearing red. And there is one more reason why the Lord's lotus feet is reddish in color. It is because there are so many kings coming and offering respects to Lord. So these three things are said in connection with Ranganath. When Lord Ranganath's lotus feet is considered, why it is red means it is been said in, because Lakshmi Devi is massaging, and the pure devotees, they are like Nammalvar, they are all always carrying that Lord's lotus feet, so it is red. And the third reason is, all the kings of all the worlds, of all the universes, they come and they bow their head to the Lord's lotus feet. And there is a gem, when the king comes and offers his respects, offers his obeisances, when they touch the crown, their crown to the Lord's lotus feet, there is a red gem there. Generally, red color money will be there, that gem. So the effulgence, the glaring effulgence, which is the shining, which is coming out of that red gem, so that is touching Lord's lotus feet, and many kings are, one after another, they are offering obeisances to the Lord. So the Lord's lotus feet has become so reddish. So here also we can see Arjuna is remembering the Lord's lotus feet. So Prabhupada is saying this is the essence of life. Some or other we have to develop the taste for Lord's lotus feet. So here it is been said, Prabhupada is starting with the purport. Why we are, if the Lord is so Madhur, if the Lord's each and every part of his body, just like Vallabhacharya has sung this Adaram Madhuram song, in that everything Lord is so beautiful. Lord is, it is been said, the Lord's sweetness is like the condensed form of honey. Generally we make some kheer or something like that. You make the milk to condense. When the milk is condensed, then it becomes more sweeter, and it becomes kheer, it becomes kova, so it becomes more tastier. But the Lord's from his top to bottom, everything is Lord's it is the condensed form of the honey. Honey is considered as the most sweetest item. It is called as madhur in Hindi also. No? They say madhur. But the condensed form of that honey, that is the all together you put the Lord, everything, it is his only sweetness. Everywhere, anywhere you touch, you can taste that, just like Prabhupada said, the sugar candy, anywhere you taste it, it is sweet. From the Lord's lotus feet to the Lord's kesh, bhal, so everything is sweet. So, but the reason why we are not able to get attracted to such beautiful Lord, why the reason is, Prabhupada is saying that the material desires in the mind, that is the reason that is not allowing us to get attracted to Lord Krishna. So it is like as Prahlad Maharaj gives the example of the iron and magnet. So each and every soul, just like a magnet has the capacity to attract the iron. The nature of the iron is to get attracted to the magnet. But on one condition, the iron fillings doesn't get attracted to the magnet. The reason is when the iron fillings get rusted, so that in that condition it loses its natural state. It doesn't get attracted to the magnet. So our problem is also, it has been said here, it is material desires. So the rust is that lust, that which is in our mind, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, it is in the mind, it is in the senses, it is in the intelligence. So there's three sitting places of this lust. that is not allowing us to get attracted to Krishna. That is the main problem with the conditioned soul. So it is been said, even when we practice devotional service, our devotional service, why it is been said dhyana and anudhyana. Anudhyana is the word here, it is been used. Why means, so there is generally in the outside world they use the terminology known as conscious mind and subconscious mind. There are two things. Conscious mind is the way we are acting. Though at present what is coming out of us, how we are responding. Subconscious mind are those impressions. Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki jai, Sri Sri Gauranitai ki jai, Sri Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the subconscious mind is known as chitta. It is in the form of chitta. It is inside for many millions and millions of lifetimes. Whatever we had, whatever the activities, karmas we have done, they all get stored in this chitta form. So this chitta is like a database, just like you have this hard disk. So it keeps on filling. So the real nature, the Swarupa, whenever we have some situations, as His Grace Vedanta Chaitanya Prabhu told, so whenever the sense objects, the senses get connected to sense objects, immediately from the bottom of the heart, the chitta, whatever is stored there, that is again recollecting, and that is again the desire is coming back. And second thing is he told about association also. Through association also we develop material desires. So here it is being said, so what is the process to purify this chitta? Not only the external mind and the internal also. So only it is being said, just like these two levels, this chitta and man, they both are, one is the gross level which we are acting, and the subtle level mind also is there. So Prabhupada says in one lecture, he says that we have to dissolve this mind. Dissolve the mind means the external, that this chitta is now covered with, but you can see in Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Tadvirya Gayana Mahamruta Magna Chittaha, he is saying. So that chitta is our original mind. What is the original chitta is, we have to develop, we have to get attracted to Krishna's name, form, pastimes, qualities, etc. That is our original chitta. So now our chitta is covered with so many impressions of many lifetimes. So because of which we are not able to, even though we are exposed to so many devotional activities, still we are not able to awaken, because that chitta is, the impressions are very strong. So only it is being said here, Prabhupada says we have to dissolve that. We have to totally dissolve that chitta which is now engrossed with so many impressions. Unless we dissolve that, we will not get that original nature which is in the heart. So in the spiritual world also, we have our real ego, we have our real intelligence. Anyway, it is Satchidananda. It is eternal, full of knowledge, and thinking, feeling, willing is also there. But the point is there is no this material covering which is there. It is completely eradicated. It is completely dissolved. So the original nature is there of the soul, and that the original nature of the soul is to love Krishna. Just like once Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, whenever I chant, one disciple asked Prabhupada, whenever I chant, I feel my mind is not allowing. He told something about mind. Mind is distracting, I am not able to hear. Prabhupada said, what mind? That means Prabhupada's mind has become so pure and so saturated with Krishna consciousness. For him, there is, for us, for each and every one of us, we have, while chanting, we know our mind is doing something. It is not allowing us to chant, it is making us to plan something, it is making us to think something, it is making us to, so many things are going. We can see that practically. But in Prabhupada's life, there is nothing like mind that is disturbing him. because his mind is also completely purified. Then all the material impressions or whatever, of course Prabhupada doesn't have, but still everything is completely eradicated and dissolved. So he has his only the pure and original nature of the jiva, that is to love Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says, just like sugar means sweetness. Sugar means sweetness. You don't have any other explanation for that sugar. Like that, Prabhupada is saying living entity means Krishna consciousness. Living entities and the original nature is Krishna consciousness. Now, as it is being said here, why it is not becoming manifest is, it is only due to those desires. Those desires which are it is just like those desires which doesn't please Krishna. Those kind of desires we have in our mind, we have in our chitta, we have in our senses, we have in our intelligence. So all these three levels have to be purified. Only once when we are purified, then the natural state of loving Krishna will automatically manifest. You don't have to, just like Prabhupada is saying, just for like a father and son. Father and son, you don't have to teach the son you love your father. There is a natural affection, but only thing is now the son is he wants to remain independent, and he wants to loiter, and he wants to be independent of the father. That is the only problem. So once he realizes his mistake and he understands it and he comes back to his father, then everything is fine. A father will take care of him in all ways. So like that, this jiva also, the only thing that is holding us in this material world, what is that is the desire to lord it over material nature. What is the desire? The desire is that we want to enjoy independent of Krishna. So that is the only thing that is holding in this material world. So only even after practicing so many years of Krishna consciousness, still sometimes we feel why there is a lack of taste, why we are not able to get the real taste in Krishna consciousness means. So it is just like this, the ship, the story of Prabhupada says this example also, just like the ship. So the ship, the night all got into the ship, and they were going they are supposed to go from one place to another. But the whole night they were driving, but they could see in the morning that they were in the same place where they were in the night. Because they didn't remove that the langar, that which is in order to protect the ship. When the ship comes to the shore, what they do is they take the chain and they tie it to the shore. So that was not removed, and the whole night they were just doing, but still they were in the same place. So these material desires are the thing that is blocking us, that is not allowing us to go from this end to that end. So what we have to do is, again Bhagavatam gives the same example. We don't have to worry. Bhagavatam says, the second canto, akama sarvakamova mokshagama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Even if you are with desires, if you are not with desires, or if you are mokshagami, whatever may be, it is been said tivrena bhakti yogena. Tivrena, when the devotional service is practiced in an intense way. So then all this, it is been said, when you practice devotional service in an intense way means just like the sun. See, the sun rises in the morning. That time also sun gives the heat and light. But in the evening 5 o'clock also, during sunset, the sunlight is there and it also gives heat at that time. But the sun at the noon, exactly at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, in between 12 and 1, it is very, that too in the summer season we can say, it is very strong, and it can burn away anything. So our devotion, it is been said, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena means our devotion should not be like sunrise in the morning or in the sunset hour. Our devotional service should be like in the noon, where the sun is at the peak and it is giving the maximum heat and light. So only in that situation what happens is, even though our seeds are there in the heart, there are material desires. The seeds are that. What will happen is, just like a seed, when you put the seed in the ground, it fructifies. The plant comes, or whatever it is, it comes. But when you fry the seed, when you deep fry the seed, even though the seed is there, it will not fructify. So by intense devotional service to Lord Krishna, even though you may have tons and tons of material desires in the heart, still what will happen is the potency of devotional service is so powerful and it is so strong. What happens is the seeds, the material desires which we have, the seeds in the heart, they get fried in the pan. Once they are fried, they will not come out. So we don't have to worry whatever stage of you may be in. It is been said, there is a first canto, there is one shloka also, it is been said, there is Hirana, Pulinda Pulkasha, Andhra, Abhira. So all categories of people can be elevated, can be delivered by taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. And Krishna is also saying in Bhagavad Gita, Mam hi partha vyapashritya episyu papa yonaya striyo vaishyas tata shudras tepi anti param gatim. Whoever it may be, you may be a category of a dog eater also. Krishna is saying that also in that, no? He is saying women, shudras, dogs, dog eaters, I don't know what is the translation for that. Tepi anti param gatim. Striyo vaishyas tata shudras tepi anti param gatim. So, and Prabhupada says, still any more, even the category of a Chandala Mlecha also can be elevated to devotional service. So, sometimes we see outside people, sometimes they make these comments. To do devotional service, you need adhikar. Unless you have some adhikar, some qualification, you can get into devotional. But devotional service is so potent and it is so complete that it doesn't need external qualification. Only qualification required is in devotional service. So Rishabdeva says in the 5th canto, he says, Mahat Sevam Dvaram Ahur Vimukte Stamo Dvaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam Mahantaste Samachitta Prashanta. So he says, what is the qualification in devotional service is, even though at present we don't have love for Krishna, we are with material desires, we don't have that qualification, but only our qualifications should be Mahat Seva. Mahat Seva means by rendering service unto those devotees who have developed pure unalloyed love for Krishna. By rendering service unto them and by following their instructions, any unqualified, just like Prabhupada said, so even a bum means a person who is fit for nothing. A person means of the category of bum can become a paramahamsa, means the highest stage of human life. Just if they follow the instructions given by me as per Guru and Sadhu and Shastras. So anyone, a person may be of a bum category also. Prabhupada is saying, if someone follows the process given by Prabhupada, so he is sure that he will be elevated to the platform of Paramahamsa. So that is the potency of devotional service. So once George Harrison asked Prabhupada how to find out a person who is genuine and who is a real and authentic guru, how to find. Prabhupada just gave him the simple explanation. Prabhupada said, you see who is most addicted to Krishna. One who is most addicted to Krishna, he is the genuine spiritual master. So Prabhupada gave him the direct explanation. So when we become addicted to a person who has developed a love for Krishna, and when we follow in his footsteps, automatically what will happen is, so the taste what they have for devotional service, the love what they have for Krishna, that will come into our heart. So that is what Narada Muni is saying. Narada Muni is saying in his, when he is expressing his previous life to Vyasdev, he is saying, by the association of Bhakti Vedantas, all my material contaminations were cleared and I developed taste for devotional service. So this is what the Sadhu Sangha, the power of Sadhu Sangha is. So the power of Sadhu Sangha is so purifying. Anyone who comes in this Sangha, anyone who comes in this flow, just like in the river, when you go to Mayapur, the flow of the current of the river is so strong. So anyone who falls in it, they have to just go through that flow only. There is no way out. So like that, this devotional service, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has, he has brought the treasure of love of Godhead. That is Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. So in one bhajan, Prabhupada is giving the purport. Prabhupada is saying, the treasure was brought from Goloka Vrindavan to this material world. The treasure of love of Krishna Prem, this Sarovar was brought to this material world by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Nityananda Prabhu is the one who broke that treasure. Just like you have this Sarovar, big Saras. Saras, there is a protection from all sides because that water cannot flow. But during the floods, during the rainy season, what will happen is that breaks. So even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought this love of Krishna and that treasure of love of Krishna, that Saras, that lake was broken by Nityananda Prabhu. And because it was broken by Nityananda Prabhu, now that is flooding all over the world, and each and every person at any corner of the world, they are able to experience this love for Krishna. So our movement is very simple. We don't have to worry, because even if you have to hold to Krishna, Krishna is very tricky. Krishna is three-bent. You cannot get Krishna so directly. So Krishna will give his bhakti only after he says Sarvadharman Parityaja. You have to give up everything. Then only Aham Tvam Sarva. After you first do Sharanagati. Then I will talk about relieving you from all sinful activities. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha. Then that is all. First Krishna is giving this Sarvadharman. First you leave everything. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very special. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he is saying? Just you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, just you chant Hare Krishna mantra. This Hare Krishna mantra will take you to the level of that Sharanagati, what Krishna is expecting. So you start with chanting by any way, with quality is the best. But still, if you are not able to do with quality, still you try, you endeavor to chant, you endeavor to hear. So the secret is in this. So Prabhupada is saying in one of the lecture, see, our mind is so wavering. How to put a lock to the mind? Prabhupada is saying, when you hear, your mind is locked. Because when you hear, mind cannot speak. Now our problem is, because we are not hearing, mind is speaking so many things inside. Because we are hearing to mind. Yesterday also Prabhupada is saying that we have made mind as the driver of our chariot. So because we are hearing to the mind, so mind is very active. But Prabhupada is saying, when you hear Krishna Katha, why the hearing is so powerful? When you hear Krishna Katha, your mind is locked. Prabhupada is saying, your mind is locked. That means your mind has nothing to speak. So then you have to only hear. So when you keep on hearing, what will happen? Shranvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhurisatam. Just you keep on hearing, what will happen? All that Abhadrata, what is there in the heart, what that is troublesome to the heart. We say, no? Yesterday, every day we read, Nashtaprayesha Abhadreshu, Nityam Bhagavatasya. When you regularly study and hear Srimad Bhagavatam, what will happen is, what that is troublesome to the heart, that will be completely eradicated, and loving devotional service to Lord Krishna will be established as an irrevocable fact. Prabhupada is giving a wonderful translation to that. So just if you keep on hearing, so that will get established. All that is there, that will go away. But only thing is we have to hear. So hearing is, Prabhupada is saying, hearing is a practice. Prabhupada is saying just by hearing you can know anything. Prabhupada is giving the example of a radio. So when you hear to radio, you can know what is going on in the whole world. Hearing is so powerful. When you hear from a radio, you can know what is going on in the whole world. All the news of all the countries you can hear just by this radio. Just like that, Prabhupada is saying, if you hear the Hare Krishna mantra, if you hear Krishna Katha, if you hear from pure devotee, one's guru and superiors, when you hear, what will happen is, you will know what is going on in all the spiritual world. Everything you will know. Prabhupada is just, with this radio example, he is saying, you know what is going on anywhere in the country, just by radio. Like that, if you hear, just you keep in touch with the holy name, Krishna Katha, and devotees sung, doing seva, then you will know what is going on, what is there in the spiritual world. So actually, Hare Krishna mantra has that potency. Hare Krishna mantra, when you chant, all the spiritual world will be revealed to you in front of your eyes. That is the actual potency of Hare Krishna mantra. But at present, we don't know what is that level, which his Rupa Goswami was, when he was chanting, he used to immediately see the spiritual pastimes, all the Lord's pastimes, everything was revealed to him in front of his eyes. So that chanting is the very, very important and the core principle of bhakti, and it is also, chanting is just like they say, just like heart. Chanting is the heart of bhakti. Just like for a living being, heart is very important. So like that, the chanting is the heart of bhakti. See, chanting and scriptures, it has a small difference. Scriptures, what you have to do is, Shrunvan Supatan Vicharana Paro. You have to hear, then you have to study it again, then Vicharana, then you have to do Vicharana. Then it will go inside. Scriptures, it takes little time. You have to Shrunvan Supatan Vicharana. You have to do these 3 steps. You have to do contemplation also. You have to hear, you have to study what you have heard, and you have to contemplate. Then that will go inside. But holy name is not like that. Just like if you hear Prabhupada's purport on Hare Krishna mantra, Prabhupada will say, by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, one will immediately be elevated to transcendental platform, spiritual platform, surpassing all lower stages of mind, mental, intellectual, and Prabhupada says that. He says by chanting, you can immediately, the chanting is like, it goes straight into the soul. Chanting has that potency. The sound has that potency. Prabhupada is saying, sound is the origin of this creation. Sound is the origin of this creation. So that sound has the potency, just like now we have many layers. Now this physical body is there, made of 5 elements, and the subtle mind is there, and in that mind so many impressions and everything, it is all covered. Then in the backside of that mind there is polluted intelligence is there, and there is thick layer of false ego is there, and beyond that the soul is there. But it is been said, when you hear from a pure devotee, why it is been said you have to hear from the right source? Prabhupada always says you have to hear from the right source, you have to hear from the spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. Why he says that is, because that Shabda has the potency, it can penetrate into all the layers. It can penetrate into all the layers of your senses, mind, intelligence, and false ego, and it can go and it can awaken the soul's original consciousness. That is the potency of the sound. Just like now other people, there are so many people doing Bhagavad Saptahas. Why they are not able to awaken? Because that goes only up to mind, some entertainment, that's it. It remains as information. There is no transformation. They know so much. And the hearer also knows so much, and the Kathakar also knows so much. But there is no actual transformation in the heart. because there is no pure sound. The Shabda is not, that Shabda is not Shuddha Shabda. So, but here when we hear from Prabhupada, when we hear from pure devotees and Prabhupada's disciples, and when we hear from read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, chant Hare Krishna mantra, so it will help us to directly penetrate, and you can feel. And Prabhupada is saying one can at once feel transcendental ecstasy. Is it not? Prabhupada says on chanting, by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, one can at once feel transcendental ecstasy coming from the spiritual platform, surpassing all lower stages of sensual, mental, intellectual, Prabhupada is saying. And Prabhupada is saying that we can immediately witness that by a child. A child immediately, even in the temple you see, a child sings, someone is doing kirtan, it immediately starts to dance. The symptom is expressed in the form of dancing. So this is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra's capacity. Everyone has that same Hare Krishna mantra. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted the same Hare Krishna mantra. Prabhupada chanted the same Hare Krishna mantra. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj chanted the same Hare Krishna mantra. Now we also have the same Hare Krishna mantra. It is not that they have a different mantra and we have a lesser mantra. No. But the potency of the holy name will be revealed according to the sincerity and the attitude and the faith of the each individual. So when we have that faith, Prabhupada says, what is the perfection of your chanting is, when you chant, when you get the realization that there is no difference between Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and Krishna. Abhinatvam. Lord Krishna is Hare Krishna mantra. So there is no difference. When you come to that realization, that means you have already come to the stage of a pure devotee. Who is a pure devotee? Pure devotee is one who has come to the realization that there is no difference between Krishna's holy name and Krishna and Lord Krishna himself. So that stage we have to get. So we need further to chant, we need Bhagavatam. To chant, we need the association of devotees. To chant, we need the deities. To chant, we need Guru. Someone may say, actually it is been told chanting Hare Krishna mantra can liberate you. Then someone may ask, why you need a Guru? So the Guru will teach you how to chant. Because chanting you can do, but the mood is also important, no? With what mood and how, with what sincerity you have to do, that Guru will teach us. How to do with sincerity, with what mood, with what understanding we have to do the chanting. So as we keep on chanting, as Prabhupada said, just like a drunkard keeps on drinking, and he becomes a drunkard. So like that you keep on chanting, one day you'll become a perfect chanter. So you keep on chanting. So don't worry whether sometimes if you are not able to properly concentrate also, don't worry. Keep chanting. Keep on hearing. You just make this endeavor. We have to trap the mind while chanting. We have to trap. What we have to do, we have to give some biscuit to the mind. What we have to say is, you hear this mantra, one mantra you hear. And you tell the mind to hear, and after hearing again you tell this one mantra you hear. Like that you have to keep on telling the mind you have to make it is now enemy. You cannot just go and attack the enemy, it will become more worse. You have to make the mind in a way that brings favor, that becomes favorable to us. You tell the mind, you chant. There is Burijan Prabhu also gives a technique of chanting. While chanting, you don't worry about the whole mantra. You just concentrate on hearing the first Hare. When you say, you can see now, you see, you don't focus on the full mantra. You just first focus on the first word of the Hare Krishna. You have to hear what should be in your mind is, you have to hear that first Hare. When you have that focus, you will hear the whole mantra. You can practically see also that Burijan Prabhu's technique, it really works. When you don't tell your mind, you chant the full mantra, you hear the full mantra. You hear the first word of the Hare Krishna mantra. You can see now, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You have to tell your mind, just hear the first word. So then it will consciously hear the other words also. So like that there are many japa techniques how we have to do. So if we hear properly, automatically everything, Prabhupada is saying, just by hearing you can achieve perfection. So just we have to always be worried, how I can hear better, how I can absorb better. So hearing, there are different levels of hearing. Just like it is even Vibhavedi Sesha, Aloka Pravesha, there is a Chakora bird is given. Chakora bird is, it doesn't drink water anywhere. It drinks only the water from the rain. So just like that, we have to each and every word, every kirtan, every in class, whatever we hear, everything we need to put our endeavor. So it needs, it requires endeavor. So once you practice it, then it becomes your, what you say, it becomes part of your life. So when chanting is good, when hearing is good, so then everything else will be good. When hearing is good, kirtan will be good. When hearing is good, when hearing and kirtan, hearing and chanting both are good, then the smarana will be good. When Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam happens nicely, then the Pada Sevanam, the Seva happens nicely. When the Sevanam is very good, then the other things also become. So it is like a chain connection. But everything begins with hearing. Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karoye Uday. So everything happens by hearing. So a devotee should be very conscious of the hearing. So only in the Brahmanas you say, they put this Shankha and Chakra earrings to the rings to the ears. Because the ear is so divine. Because why they want to decorate the ear with the rings is because they are hearing Krishna's name, they are hearing Krishna's glories. Because it is so glorious, they are decorating that ears with kundal. Because they don't decorate all the parts. This part is very important. If this is there, if this part is, so only it is meant for awakening our consciousness, so only they decorate the ear with the gold rings. So it is very, very important that, we take care of the ear. We have to always be careful about our hearing, whether I am hearing. So keep on hearing. Just like one example I will give, last example, Dinabandhu Prabhu in Vrindavan, he gives this example. So just like I told this example last class, I don't know. In the motor, when you see the motor, how many of you had the example of switching on the motor, either in the house or in the chain? So when you put sometimes when you put the motor, the water doesn't come up. What you do is, you open the valve, there will be some water valve, gas valve will be there, some small valve. You remove that, you put water, then you put it, automatically comes. But the first time when you had put it, it didn't come. That doesn't mean that there was no water. There water was there. But because there was no sufficient water or sufficient energy to pull that water. So when you open the valve and you put, then automatically from down, when you put the switch, automatically the water comes out. So like that, Dinabandhu Prabhu says, our ear is like that. Now already Krishna Prema, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, Sadhyakam, everyone is Krishna conscious. By default, nobody can say, I am not lover of Krishna. Everyone is a lover of Krishna. Everyone has that love. But only thing now we have to open the valve. What we have to do? We have to hear. Keep on hearing. What will happen from inside? Gushing water comes out. What is that? Love of Godhead. Anandam, Buddhivardhanam, Pratibadam. It comes out. So it is there. It's something, not something we have to get it from somewhere. It is there already. Only thing now we have to just put little water, and that's it, you get it. So that's what I understood from this. If there are any comments and anything. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The sweetness we find in the raga, like when we hear bhajan, like when Madhur Kanaya Prabhu sing bhajan, we really enjoy the bhajan, Hare Krishna, Mahamantra, or anything related to the Lord. But when we chant or when we hear the chanting, we don't enjoy that much in the chanting, the Hare Krishna mantra. But in the bhajan we do. So the sweetness is in the raga or is the
no, that is
mantra?
Sangha. Of course, a devotee's purity also is there. That is also main factor. But in Sangha, the potency is so powerful. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, when devotees come together and do Sankirtan, that is known as Sankirtan. Sankirtan means we come together and we do. There the Lord will manifest, because so many sincere souls are calling Him with sincere heart. We may not have pure love, but at least with all sincerity we are trying to do. So Lord will manifest. So only it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always, you can see, only with confidential devotees he was discussing philosophy. But wherever he went, he was doing Sankirtan. Means devotees coming together and doing Kirtan. So that is the only thing that stirs our heart. If a really conditioned soul comes to this environment of Sankirtan, definitely in the heart of hearts, many people they feel that when they come here, they feel that they have to change. There is something influence happening. So that is the devotees when they come, and the purity is also counted. But for pure devotee, he doesn't need raga or anything. Anybody chants Hare Krishna mantra, he will go in ecstasy. Because a pure devotee has developed the taste. All his, just like jaundice, Prabhupada gives the example of a person who is having jaundice. He is not having taste. When your disease is cured, when you chant individually, when you come in the association of devotees and do kirtan, anything becomes relishable for you. Now our stage, now why we are emphasizing on Sangha? Sangha means we come together so that the potency of bhakti is revealed. So only when in the beginning stage we need this raga, tala, ragam, talam, pallavi, this and all is required. Because in the beginning stage, because a conditioned soul is accustomed to hearing nice tunes. In the beginning that is required. But as you keep on increasing your devotion, for a pure devotee, anybody chants Hare Krishna mantra, just hearing Hare Krishna mantra, he will go in ecstasy. For him doesn't need raga, all that. Because we are now in conditioned stage, we need all this. We need this ragam, we need nice bhajan. So only Mahaprabhu brought these weapons. Sangopanga, Astra Parshadam. Why he brought this? You beat, his heart has to break and he has to develop love. There is no way out. Now this is the weapons. So we have to do a nice, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time also, Basu Ghosh, Mukunda, they were all very good singers. So it is for the mass, and for an advanced devotee, any devotee doing kirtan is happy for him because he is glorifying Krishna. Sometimes we see that it happens when we sing, we get so much ecstasy. When others sing, we don't get ecstasy. We are not happy. We don't jump. Why? That means you have the feeling that I am singing. Whether he sings, you are also singing. Because when he sings and when he stops, you are also doing the kirtan. It is not that only the lead singer sings and I am not, suppose Mangalarti koi गा रहा है, वो ऐसा नहीं खाली वो ही गा रहा है, मैं भी गा रहा हूँ, परंतु वो क्या है, सबका बीच में है, सबकी बीच में मैं गा रहा हूँ, परंतु वो भगवान को मालूम है, आप ईमानदारी से आप करो. ऐसा नहीं काली में लीड करने तो अच्छा करेगा, नहीं ये तो मैं अकेले रहने के समय में आलसी रहेगा, उसमें उतना मजा नहीं लेगा, वो अच्छा नहीं है. और दूसरा भक्त गाने तो उतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, परंतु खुद वो गाने तो उनको कहाँ से वो आ जाता है नहीं मालूम है. ये अच्छा नहीं है ना. कोई भी गाने तो भगवान को ही गा रहे हैं, आपका कृष्ण का ही, आपका कन्हैया लाल का ही वो गा रहा है. वो आपको सेम एनर्जी रहना, सेम आनंद रहना है. So when you are able to relish, when I sing, I am able to relish. Okay, that's not the point. When you are able to really relish, when others are glorifying Krishna, and when you are able to relish, then that means you are in right attitude. Only when I sing, only I am able to relish. When others sing, I don't relish. That means there is some problem there in attitude. So we need to. These are all small things. Sometimes we get into these things, no. So, Kirtan, anybody sings, we need to observe. That is Krishna. I am also glorifying, he is also glorifying. So he is there, I am there, and Krishna is there. So we are all glorifying Krishna. We need to, what I am trying to say is, we need to maintain that same enthusiasm, same mood, and same feel same happiness when anyone sings, not only when I sing. So that is also a very important thing we need to understand. I think that's it. So, but still conditioned souls require tunes and everything. So that is required. So that also, when we go for out doing kirtans, Prabhupada said we need to maintain that. Because they are conditioned souls. They will see the material aspects of that. So we need to do that. But when we progress, we need to develop a brighter and better understanding, and not just stuck with the little understanding. That's what my point is. Okay, Prabhuji, thank you all very much. Yes, Prabhuji.
छोटा सा काम, जो लिबरेटेड सोल्स गाते हैं वो ट्यून ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाते हैं. सो लिबरेटेड सोल्स जब गाते हैं उसमें उनको बोलने का ज़रूरत नहीं रहता है ये ट्यून में गाओ वो ट्यून में. वो लोग कैसा भी गाए उसमें मधुरता रहता है, ट्यून रहता है, रागम तानम तालम पल्लवी सब कुछ भी रह जाते हैं. जैसे रूप गोस्वामी और सनातन गोस्वामी, when they speak, automatically a poem will come, and that poem will be within the all grammatical rules and all chanda rule and everything. Special effort लगता नहीं है. So in the spiritual world, even if they say, even if they speak, it will be a song only. So ऐसा नहीं है कि ओनली कंडीशन सोल्स के लिए ही ये रागम होता है. वो लोगों को रागम का एक्चुअली बोलने का जरूरत नहीं रहता, ऑटोमेटिकली इट इज देयर. थैंक यू.
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam